Hey everyone, Vintage Vinny here. Welcome to another eBay sales video. We're going to be checking out everything I was able to sell for the month of November 2023. So let's go ahead and check it out. So these are a different kind of pinup, quote unquote. I was at one of our local antique malls and I found some Playgirl magazines. It's not usually a magazine you see too often. You see a lot of Playgirls. So I was looking at them, the covers and everything, just to see what years were in there. So I paid $10 for 5 of them, and I was like, you know what? Before I, look these up, I want to see what issues are in here. And these two are from the first year, so 1973 is when Playgirl was launched. And I pilfered through them just to make sure everything was there. And so I went ahead and took the chance, but let me tell you, I was clutching these things close to me so nobody could see what the magazine was or magazines were. I was kind of embarrassed. Just because it's not the kind of thing that I would carry around. You know, if it was a Playboy or like a pinup calendar with ladies on it, I'd have no issue. But because this was something different, it was kind of like, oh God, am I going to be judged or what's going on here? But anywho, so I bought the 5 magazines for $10. I listed both of these together because they were from the same year. I thought they would sell better, and they did sell for full asking price of $29.99. So not too shabby. So if you can find some Playgirl magazines, I mean, you lot them together based on what year they're from, you might do pretty well. So this piece I bought. Oop, that's probably a little too far down. This is a Blanco Highball glass. I bought this at the Ohio Valley Antique Mall. And I think I did look it up just to make sure that it was worth me buying. I think I paid about $10 for it. This is just from the flash on my camera. There's nothing wrong with it. But it is a really nice, good quality, heavy-duty highball glass. And it did sell for full asking price of $49.99. I spotted this in a local thrift store. I just looked at it. I was like, "What is this stuff?" And then I just researched it to see what it was going for, and it's pretty expensive stuff. Vegemore hair serum. Paid $8 for it, and it too sold for full asking price of $49.99. Apparently, Vegemore stuff is it's pretty high end. Well, expensive. This was a really good buy. I bought this Fenton Lilac Owl Fairy Lamp for $25 at a local antique mall. And I don't know how well you all are going to be able to see it, but right here, I like this feature that eBay has. Unfortunately, the little grooves where the lid sits on top of this were broken, and it deterred me from buying it the last time because they had it for $50. And I said, you know, if it's still there, I will go ahead and pick it up, even though it's $50 if I can make a decent amount of money on it. But I was pleasantly surprised to see it still sitting there and that they marked it half price. So I did pay $25 for this again. I listed it for $150, and it did sell for a best asking price of $130. So I was really tickled about that. So this piece is something that I bought probably within the last year. I bought it at Cannon Hill Antiques. Unfortunately, right now, that mall is closed. They had some really serious repairs that needed to be done to the building. And we haven't been able to go all year. Like, I have not been there in one whole year because operations have been put on hold due to whatever the case may be. The shop is in a really old building, so, you know, it's, I guess it was just hard to maintain it because it was cold in there during the winter, and in the summertime it was pretty hot in there. So I guess they were trying to get some air control in there or something. But anywho, I picked this up for $20 the last time I was there. I believe it was the last time I was there. And I had it up for quite a while. It's been up this whole entire year. And I did take a best offer of $58 for it. Really cool. Jaguars are really popular with mid-century collectors and decorators. So if you see them for a reasonable price, pick them up because they do sell. Who doesn't remember Betty Crocker's cookbook from 1971? I have sold the binder of this cookbook from 1969, and for whatever reason, those ones do really well. This one I paid about $1.99 for, and I did sell it for a best, or actually I think I sold it for full price, excuse me, for $19.99. So I've had these Legos for quite a while. I'm just getting around to listing some of the stuff I have in my death pile, quote unquote, downstairs in my basement. Paid $4, and I did sell them for full asking price of $14.99. Unfortunately, I did receive a negative feedback. Dumb me made a mistake of putting these in a poly mailer and sending them out. I think what my mind, or where my mind was at the time, was I just had so much stuff to pack and ship. I just got overwhelmed, and I guess you could say took the easy way out, so I take full responsibility for having the negative feedback on this. You know, you live and you learn. I learned my lesson. I won't put those in poly mailers anymore. Like I said, I learned. I won't do it again. It'll just go in a box next time. So I picked this up at a, I guess we could call it like a peddler's mall kind of a place. Indoor flea market. It's a Carter's typewriter ribbon tin with a dragon on it. Really, really cool piece. Some typewriter ribbon tins I will look up and see if they have a better resale value, where it's worth it for me to put it on eBay, or if I just put it in a live sale. This case, the last one did sell for, I think, about $40, so that's what I listed mine for. I paid about $2.50 for it. And it did sell for a best offer of $32, so I was really, really happy with that. Yet another Playgirl magazine that came with that lot of 5 for $10. This one is much newer. It's from 1992. And like I said, I did take out all of the magazines and just look and see what issues were in there. Looked them up based on the year and the month. And the last one of these sold for $34. So I went ahead and listed mine for $29.99, and it did sell for full asking price. So if y'all can find some Playgirl magazines, pick them up, y'all, because people do buy them. We're scrolled down a little too far again. No, there we go. So this, too, was another thrifted find. This is a made in Japan, like, Pixie cherub figure sitting on a chair with a dog. Paid $5 for it. I did send a best offer of $18 to the person who bought it from me, and they accepted the offer. So $18 from $5, and I got this from the same shop at the same time as I did that Vegemore hair serum. This was a really interesting piece of pottery that I found the last time I visited one of my favorite antique malls in Pennsylvania. This is Silvac pottery. It's a piccalilli vase. I just thought it was really different, and I looked it up based on the bottom here. And I was like, what the heck? So I paid, it was $22, I think, originally, and then I got it for 50% off of $11. And it did sell for a full asking price of $39.99. Or maybe it was $30. Let me look real quick. I believe it was full asking price, but I'm double checking right now. Let's see. Nope, it was $35. I'm sorry. So this did sell for $35, so I made $24 on it. So while perusing our local Goodwill, I did find some Martha Stewart paper punches, and this was before Halloween. And, you know, paper punches, depending on what they are, if they're retired or if they're just not made anymore, sometimes they can do pretty well. I got that tip from Alex of Chapter 2 Vintage Co. So I saw them in a bag. I think there were maybe five of them, 5 or 6 of them. They were $10 for the bag. The blue tag was 50% off that day, so I ended up getting them for $5. These two just sold together for $19.99. This little guy I have had in my eBay store for probably, maybe I bought it earlier in the year. I can't remember. But it's a satin custard glass frog, and as you can see, it does glow under the black light. I had it listed for a while. I sent offers of like $55 out, and nobody was buying it. I was really trying to stick to a certain number because I did spend $22.50 on this piece. Ultimately, somebody did send me an offer of $45, and with it being the holiday season and wanting to clear out inventory, I just decided to go ahead and take the offer of $45, doubling originally what the dealer at Old Glory had on this. So, essentially, they were right on the money with that. But hey, I'll take what I can get. So this was a rather unusual Kate Spade makeup bag. I've never seen this pattern before. I just thought it was really cool with all the matches on it. I mean, you don't really see designs like that anymore. I paid $5 for this at the Fayetteville Antique Mall, and I did sell it for $29.99 after many months of it sitting. So I'm happy that it got a new home and that somebody's going to absolutely love this piece. Another fun piece of glass that I was able to sell were these really awesome Ship Seaboat bookends. I did pay about $10 for these, and I did sell them for a best offer of $25, so I'm hoping that the person who gets these are going to enjoy these for many years to come. So this is awesome, and I've had this sitting in my basement for quite a while with the intentions of me keeping it, but I said, nah, I'll part with it. I got this at one of our local antique malls, and I paid $6 for it. It's a Betty Page Dark Horse Christmas ornament, and I just bought it because I was like, oh, it's PINUP. It's made to look vintage because, Betty Page was a model in the 50s. But, when I remembered how much they were worth and how much people were buying them for, and I said, you know what, you like the real vintage stuff, why don't you sell this and, make some dinero back, and I did. I listed it, I don't remember how long ago, it was not long ago at all, and because it just literally sold. And somebody sent me a best offer of $85 from the $99.99 offer, or a starting offer that I had it at. So that was pretty good from $6 to $85, don't you think? And the only other item that was sold for the month of November is this Shore Nativity Set, ornaments. I do not remember for the life of me how much I paid for these, but I got these at a Goodwill in West Virginia. And I literally just realized that I sent these out to the person who bought them, and I forgot to include Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So now I have to send that out to her. Of course, I'm not going to charge her because that was my error. But yeah, I really don't remember what I paid for these. Maybe $8 for the 4 of them, and I sold them for $25. Best offer from $40. I have a hard time selling Jim Shore stuff. Maybe I'm just not buying the right stuff. I know some of the Disney stuff can be pretty valuable, but I don't have luck finding it for a reasonable price. So I did leave that. Or I do leave a lot of the Jim Shore because it's either not worth my time to buy, or it's priced right where it should be, or more than it should be. But, that's the nature of the game. Sometimes you find a really good deal on something, and then sometimes you just find something that you really like, but it's priced right where it should be, or more than it should be. That's the fun of this business. You just never know what's out there. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this really epic month of sales. I know Q4 is now in full swing and people are buying stuff for Christmas, so you gotta List as much as you can. If you have booths, bring stuff in as much as you can because people are buying. People are in buying mode. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thumb up the video. It really helps me out. And I will see you all in my next video. See you all later. Bye.